This is day something or other. How long is the quarantine going to last? Who knows? But we're going to keep meditating in the morning to keep us sane, to keep me sane. So really, you guys are here for me too. You know that, right? Going back to our Yoga Sutras book, this is one of my go-tos. Okay. So a few days ago when I brought out the Yoga Sutras the first time, I read Sutra 2, which is that the goal of yoga is to inhibit the modifications of the mind, right? To stop the mind fluctuations. Yes, exactly. That is the goal of yoga and of meditation, and we established the fact that they're synonymous. So, Sutra number 3, Patanjali says, then, once the modifications of the mind are controlled, the seer, which is you and me, the seer with a capital S, is established in his or her own essential and fundamental nature. Once the mind is stopped, we are established in our own fundamental nature. Wow. That means that the mind is not us. We are something greater than the mind. Good morning, Mommy Go. We are something more than the mind. We are the watcher. So last meditation, I believe it was yesterday, we did the meditation of watching the thoughts. What is it that's watching the thoughts? Who is the watcher? That's Purusha, your higher consciousness, yourself. Once we stop the mind, and then subsequently the ego and the emotions, we're established in our nature. Wow, that's Sutra number 3. Then Sutra number 4, Patanjali tells us that in all other states, which is when we're thinking, when the mind is moving, we are identified with the modifications of the mind. We think we are the thoughts we have. We think we are the emotions we feel. And that's where pain and suffering comes from, because those thoughts and emotions are transitory. That's Eckhart Tolle's whole teaching, is how to not become identified with thinking and with emotions. Yes, thinking is important, obviously, to operate in the physical world. Yes, emotions are important to feel things and to understand a little bit more about push and pull and interaction in life, positive and negative and polarities. However, it's not us. When we become embroiled in our thoughts and flushing ourselves down the toilet of emotions, when one emotion leads to another and it compounds, and we kind of go down this upside down tornado and go down the drain, we think that's us and that's all there is. We can't see the forest when we're in the forest. So Patanjali says, stop the mind. That's the goal of yoga. Once we do that, we're in our own home, our essential nature. Any other state of existence, you're identified with the thoughts, and that's not us. Samavriti means same or even, and that is the goal, really, is to be unbiased, to be, calm, even-keeled. Be the yogi. I've referenced this quite a few times in my Yoga Sutras classes and teacher trainings, that there used to be this bumper sticker that a lot of Christian people would put on their car, and it would be WWJD. What would Jesus do? So how would the most enlightened person act in any given situation? They're usually neutral, just like Asal said, being neutral. So emotions are anything but neutral. They throw us into a state of excitement, or they suppress us into a state of the opposite, depression sometimes. Yes, there can be a complete bliss and kind of just a subtle, highly vibrational state of higher emotion. There can be that, but usually emotions are fluctuating up and down, left and right, good and bad. Let's prepare for our meditation, guys. Before we do the Om and before we start chanting, I want to introduce a slightly different breathing technique. So several times we've done Kapalabhati, which translates to skull shining breath, or also known as a breath of fire, where we pump the belly and exhale through the nose or the mouth. So the technique called Bhastrika translates to bellows breath, the bellows that you use to ignite a fire or to increase the flames with with air. Bellows breath is Kapalabhati times 2, meaning we're inhaling and exhaling with the same emphasis. So instead of just pressing the air out, pressing the air out, pressing the air out, letting the inhale happen as a byproduct, you're actually pushing and pulling the air. So it looks and sounds like this. So instead of just emphasizing the exhale, it's both. So that's the breathing technique we're going to do. It's slightly more energizing than just Kapalabhati. So please sit tall. Get comfy, shoulders relaxed, chin is neutral. Find that your seat is stable, that you feel very grounded, very connected to the earth. Let the eyes close. Start to breathe deeply. Slow, deep inhales to prepare. Okay, let's start gentle. We're going to move a little bit more energetically with Bhastrika, so start gently. Use your abdominal muscles to push and pull the air in and out rhythmically. Engage Ujjayi in the throat. Focus the friction, the heat building in the throat. Don't let the shoulders lift. Just focus on the belly going in and out. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. If you choose, you can go a little bit faster, or if you need to, go a little bit slower. But the idea is to build heat, build energy in the throat, in the abdomen, and to keep the mind focused on the process, nothing else. Please continue. About 20 more seconds. Okay, take a deep breath. Inhale fully. Fill the lungs all the way up. Breathe in and hold the breath. Chin drops, squeeze the belly in, holding. Maybe lifting the perineum for Mula Bandha. Slowly through the nose, exhale. Slowly expel the air through the nose. Let's take 5 complete, deep, slow, normal breaths, returning back to Samavriti. Even movements of mind, even movement of breath. Into our meditation. Begin to connect again to your seat, how your physical body is touching, is connected to, is pressing against the earth. Anamaya kosha, the physical body, the most dense part of ourselves. Notice the outline of your skin, the barrier, the external shell of our physical body. Just trace it with your mind. And now just take note of what your emotional vehicle is up to. What are the vibrations like? What kinds of emotions are present with you currently? Just be aware. We call this the astral body or the manomaya kosha. And now move to the mental body or the higher manomaya kosha. Take note of what thoughts are present. What is the mental state that you're currently experiencing? And now attune your attention to something even higher. Are there any intuitions present? Is there any type of spiritual awareness happening? This would be the Buddhic vehicle or the Vijnanamaya kosha. Developing awareness on all levels of being. Be the watcher. Be the witness. The first step in controlling life. Your life. Ponder the concept of your own essential and fundamental nature. When the mind stops, you're at home. You're at peace, you're at rest. Please breathe in fully. Take a deep inhale. Let's chant Om together. Exhale all the air. Inhale. Namaste. See you tomorrow. Of course, feel free to stay in a meditative state as long as you wish. Love you. Thank you. Have a great day, you guys.